Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic Unleashed. With the boss beaten, it is now time for us to take a look at all of the side acts of Adabart at once, because we have unlocked all of them, and this way we are going to put a nice bow on this part of the side content here, with a little bit of nice gameplay, floor of wall jump into spring directly into the rings. We can start the stage now, which is one of those patented ring around the rosy stages, where you go 3 times in a loop and every time something changes. I immediately missed the first jump, but that's not a big deal. Generally this stage here is rather linear, but it always has one top path that is desirable, like this grind rail here, and one where if you fail to do a jump on the top of the hill, which you can't see coming obviously, then you have to crawl a little bit. Then you have these mandatory 2D segments, which suck, especially this first one here. You could tell already how I was struggling with Sonic's momentum, but here, this part here has mystified me. When I first played it still mystifies me now, because it is almost impossible to get Sonic to turn around in the air, and if you don't do that, then he doesn't have enough forward momentum, because going backwards he goes slower, and then you can't reach the other side. So this is why I'm jumping like a moron here. I'm holding left, but he's just not turning around, and I don't know what makes him turn around. So the only real way I could do it is boost against the wall and then wall jump off it, which is very inelegant in my opinion. So generally the jumping mechanics, they just don't work well, and overall the 2D segments are just not that good. But this is a common thing with most Sonic games, honestly. While I'm here trying to figure out what's the best way to tackle this, I'm like, oh, that's just the start of the loop. Okay, let's keep going. Enough ranting about that. Now we have the top route here that is really very easily reached. Here I try to go up a little bit further, miss a little bit of a jump, but now you see it's getting a little bit more complex. But here now I can finally actually reach up here, get the medal that is here of course in every loop, and we have a remix segment here, which is just about as bad as the first time. Here now we have to contend with the moving platforms, do another boring wall jump segment. I'm just pushing the button, it's like, whatever. And now we have some actual honest to god platforming, which once again doesn't quite work with Sonic's momentum at all, but now I managed to turn around at least here. There is a few of this segment here. I'm going up here and I missed the boost somehow. He was immediately going downstairs, which is weird. Of course, this is more meant to be a light speed dash segment, but let's just continue. All the exploration I figure is going to be more interesting for the S rank run. Yes, please turn around. It's like, it's not worth it. Yeah, can't go up here. Yeah, and we finished the second loop. Okay. Let's see if we can make this a little bit less embarrassing. Never mind, let's keep going on the bottom path then. A little bit of a speed bump here. Obviously this is meant to slow you down. Again, just basically not difficult, but saying, hey, you screwed up, next time try to take the top path, because this bottom one is really boring and annoying. Which, you know, is valid in my opinion. Here I tried to jump up there, but I realized too late that I don't actually have any boost left. So I have to do it like this. Yep, that's fine. Still skipped probably a bunch of time. And now we reach the final part here. You have to do a wall jump here. As usual, the wall jump triggering is also bad in my opinion. But then they were just like, screw it. Let's just let you skip the entire part. And like, that's fine by me. Here's the second moon medal. Excellent. Overshot here because you never quite know in advance. Let's keep in mind. Very, very half remembered here. Basically blind what I'm doing. You never know if you jump at the peak of the hill and then get a bonus, or you jump at the peak of the hill and you miss a spring, and then this is an S rank performance, obviously, clearly. Like, what? Do you remember how much I struggled in Dragon Roads Act 2, where I was just trying over and over and over again, and here's just like I bumblefuck my way around it. I can't pull it any better, and then I still get an S rank for free? I don't know. So this first part here, this jump up there directly after the first boost, I'm like, how do I do this? Like, this is impossible. I don't know why exactly I struggle so much. Now you can tell I tried again and again. Just I wanted to make this jump, but I don't know how. Like, the timing on this is very weirdly strict, and I feel like I want to get up there, but I can't. I never manage. But what I do manage, however, is turn around here. If you don't take the spring, then you can turn around, go back, and there's the sun medal that I was missing. Like, oh, okay. Oh, that's fine then. And I even tried again, like, can I not get back up here and like get the sun medal the normal way, like so. Maybe no, this was undershot. Like, why is this the hardest challenge in the game? I don't get it. At this point I'm like, I'm just giving up. It's fine, I will never make this jump, it doesn't matter. I got the S rank, I got all the medals. So why am I replaying this? Because I feel like I want to give a little bit of a more fluent performance, and this is the final stage of this kind, so I feel like I want to give it a little bit of a better shot, because I kind of like the stage, but there are parts like this one here that are so awkward. Like, just get on the platform and don't slip off, please. And the only way I could really make this consistent is to just basically ignore the platforming, which is a constant in those Sonic games, to be quite honest, and just boost against the wall and do the wall jumps, and just don't do the spring stuff. Like, it's just awful. Here I'm basically a little bit late to get up there, but at least this time I bowl over all of the robots. Forget to jump here, but I jump here, so that's nice, and another ring. Like, these kind of reflex-based challenges I'm all for, by the way, so let's not get the negativity that I just expressed down my overall impression here. But overall, it's a little bit difficult to see and then remember where you jump off a hill and then get a bonus, as I said, like here. Yep, but now I got a homing attack into these guys, so I didn't actually get the air boost I wanted. Awkward. And where you just want to go with the flow and hit the spring. So I think sometimes the level design, especially in these secondary acts, could stand a little bit more polish in this direction, because the direction of what you are actually supposed to do to improve is very, very memorization based. Like, you barely have a chance to do this on your own and figure it out on your first time, and even on your 5th time or something, it is still annoying and difficult. Like here, for example, is like, how was I supposed to know that this guy was currently electrified, right? That's a genuine flaw in my opinion, and there are too many instances like the booster down there, for example, taking away my control completely, so I can't actually jump up there in time. Like, I tried, but I couldn't, and there I just missed the time. You're like, okay, you know what, whatever. So this is still not the best performance, but at least I do this, for example, get up here, this cool spike skip here, up there. I don't even know how to get up to the further line, but the further grind lane, but that's fine. Up here, this one here, obviously rather simple. If you do immediately the wall jump, then it plays for itself, because again, they couldn't figure out a good obstacle for that after already shooting the load with 2 awful ones in the previous iterations. And we are going back up here, another few rainbow rings. Keep in mind, all of the rainbow rings do give you 1,000 points each, so if you are going for high score, this is very valid, taking the top paths here, even just to get the points, not just because they are faster. But overall, I think we've seen enough of this stage. And even with that extra padding with me repeating it, we are still only 7 minutes in. So there's going to be more side quests. Just showing off another thing here. This is where Act 3 is. Like, it's directly next to Act 2. I don't know why this is so compressed, but whatever. Anyway, we are back in Apotos now to finish off a dialogue chain that I probably would have been able to progress at some point earlier, but I didn't always go back to Apotos and look for this couple that has now returned from vacation. And they were on vacation for fairly long, so I don't know if I would have been able to do this much earlier, but now of course I'm just reloading constantly to get new versions of his story, and I do think that this is quite a funny and interesting side bit here, as he is relaying the story of their old love. And of course the joke at this point is relatively obvious, but I do think that it has an interesting resolution, and as far as I know, there isn't actually a side quest attached to this. Like, at some point I figured, like, I have to get her dentures and find it somewhere in an entrance stage, as she now finally reveals the joke. But I think I just was mixing that up with like first generation Pokemon or whatever. And the only resolution we get is that he's now gone. She is revealing the actual story. And I do think that it's a nice contrast of love that is not in that sense very romantic, or a relationship in that sense. But of course they still stuck together. Much different than, for example, the awful side quest we had to do for the couple in the background here, or the weird ass side missions for Louis. But also in a similar vein as, and we're going to see a bunch of those, the Spagonia people, where all of the young couples are just now starting their own romances, which I do think are fairly well written in the end. But enough about that, let's progress with Said. Of course, his tea we have picked up quite a long time ago when I was looking through the entrance stage as the Werehog here, climbing up, and I got him the tea already. So we're going to send him on his way so that he can wait for us in a new entrance stage, in a new city, of course. Keep mixing up these terms still, and we are in Spagonia now, where Mauro has a different dialogue, so that's going to be interesting to follow up on. Maybe his mother, question mark, has something new to offer, but no, she's like his guardian or something. And of course we generally know who that will be, but now we can finally do something about this. Is 400 the cheapest, or is it still the most expensive one? I don't know, I'm not going to look all of these up, I'm just going to buy it now. Like, I am flush with money for now. But you can tell that even though I was just taking my time doing all the side stuff, like, if I keep buying 400 or 1000 ring items, I will run out at some point. Anyway, next dialogue here, and we have a little bit of conflict. It's nice that he's honest about this, that Otto did set him up. She's happy, that's great. I like that. So, good. These two, actually, you got something to add? No. Never mind then. But yeah, these two have now paired up. Friends, for now. Otto, you got anything to say about this? Nope, not at all. It's a bit sad that his dialogue never updates. I feel like he could have something interesting to say, but, well, he doesn't. Anyway, these two, again, two that were obviously meant for each other, now finding themselves. And they are madly in love, so that's also a nice contrast. Some are just starting out, and some are like, yes, we are in a relationship now. And we have the denouement of this side quest now that we have a bunch more dialogue unlocked there, everything finished, and just showing off that Ippolita is in the alley at day and at night here. She says the exact same thing. I didn't want to show off the dialogue twice. And now we have these two actually standing together and talking to each other. What? And that's all that I could do with this side quest for now. I can talk to Mauro, but his dialogue doesn't update. He is not here at night, so I am kind of stumped for now. So I was just looking through Spagonia a lot. I cut out a bunch here. I actually never took this route, I think, which is fun, and I just wanted to show this off real quick. And we are done with here, and we are looking for other stuff, like this new dialogue in Holoska. Man, Sarianna is really awful to her husband somehow. I don't know if that's like the joke, but she keeps basically bullying him, and he's just like, I don't know what's going on. My wife seems unsatisfied for some reason. We're going to see more of them later on. It's just really strange to me. We have a new update here. The runaway is back. I kind of missed this entire thing about her not really wanting to carry on the legacy. I also missed that Jinlin is her mom, but I don't want to like document every single line in this game, of course. Just, I think these are interesting enough, and well, if you don't care about them, you can always skip this, of course. You don't have to talk to anybody. These two are also very, very funny in my opinion. The boom and the crash, and the crash and the boom. It's just like, it's nice writing. I like it. It's a genuinely funny joke that doesn't dwell on it, and you don't have to have it plugged into your ears all the time. This guy's finally nice to us, so that's also interesting. Like, all of these tiny little details as the game keeps updating. You don't have to do any of that, but I appreciate that they put this in here. Yeah, of course now we have some people still insisting that we have to talk to the professor, but that's fine. I mean, we will have to do that eventually to progress the plot, but I'm not doing it right now. Gleaming warriors. Yes, this did rekindle my fire. Let's do some more side stuff, oh boy. And one of those is actually this lady here, who has finally something to offer to us, because she has, you know, a fortune-telling business. And for this, I just tried to act like a complete ass, honestly. It just made the most douchebag answers, and it's fun that the game doesn't let you do that. I want it all. Literally, just lay down, sleep. Don't worry about it. You idiots! be aloof like my idol, Shadow the Hedgehog. Just kidding. I was just born. It was dark before and probably light after. Yeah. Oh, that's one way of putting it. What do you mean I often fail? For better or worse? How dare you be so judgmental? I do really like that they made an extra mad face for her because I acted like an ass. I wasn't expecting this at all, and it's really, really funny. I think that's a great payoff. I don't know if she has a like bespoke reward if you do it differently, but unless I find something out about that, I'll leave that up to you to decide. While I was looking for her sister, hey, there's Sandra. And yeah, I still do hate pop quizzes, but yeah, let's do them for the last time. This is Layla, of course. Because yeah, this is the last time. Oh god, I'm so bad with remembering NPC colors. But yeah, of course she had a white head scarf. Like, just forgot about it. Anyway, yeah, I didn't want to cut away from this because this is how it usually goes. Like, I make one mistake or two, and then the next time I will be able to do it easily because the questions repeat. Though there are in different orders, the answers, and of course the questions themselves have like a pool of 8 or so that are randomized down to 5. And we go. Short break. Excellent. So this means that we are basically done with her. This is the last one here. She's not in every single country. And there is actually a reward for this, and this is something where initially this was apparently bugged in the PC release, but now she does actually give it to you, so that's nice. So right, we were actually looking for the missing sister, and here she is in that house that was weirdly empty before. There was a moon medal here, sun medal, in the night version. But now this room actually also has a purpose for a side quest. So back to Samia, telling her where Yasmin is, and she's gone, so we're going back immediately to Yasmin, and there both of them are. Ah yeah, she's so demanding and so inconsiderate of others, but at least we now have some more fun dialogue after clearing an official side mission here. And we can hang whenever we want, which is very nice of her. I wanted to talk to your sister. What just happened? Weird physics glitches aside, this concludes our adventures in Shamar for today. So last hub world to check out, and you know what, Louis? I actually am going to do that. Who were you again? Sadly, the boss has nothing to say, so on the way to another interesting NPC, I spot Brenda. Hey Brenda, get another quiz for us? No, fortunately not. This is just a wrap up and a final reward similar to what we got for the other quizzes. So that's very nice. I don't need a reward. Sometimes just having interesting dialogue is a reward enough. But it's cool to get something for all of our efforts at the conclusion of all of this. And yeah, Charles definitely is a very typical medicine student, and he is starting an actual complete side quest chain with gameplay attached. Can you even believe it? But we're going to do that next time because the whole recording session initially took me like an hour. Thank you very much for your attention.